Hey, this is Omer. This is Hod of Malchut. Recognize the leader. Our wise sages taught us that when someone is truly worthy of kingship, the crown will fit their head perfectly, and moreover, look good on them too. To put it another way, they are a perfect match for the role. So have you ever been to a store and found a jacket that fits you perfectly? Or maybe you have found a hat or a piece of jewelry that looks like it was made just for you. Those items feel special because they seem custom made for you. I'm not one to go shopping very often, but on one of my trips to America, I realized that I needed some new clothes and soon. So my days were already packed with activities. So when someone called me over and I had to answer their questions, it felt like I was running out of time to find what I needed. That's when something remarkable happened. In 25 minutes, I managed to get everything. It felt like all the clothes were specifically waiting for me on the shelves. Shirts, underwear, socks, all that fit perfectly. Plus, the suit I tried on looked as if it was made for me. I couldn't believe it when my shopping trip ended after such a short time. In less than half an hour, I had found a wardrobe that would last me for the rest of the year. The sages tell us that the one worthy of a crown will be given one that fits them. So this is a reminder that if an individual is suited to their position of leadership, then they and the crown will both fit perfect. It suggests that someone deserving of the title of king or queen will have a crown that sits comfortably on their head. Right now, there are elections and people are spending lots of money on campaigns. Many candidates make videos and commercials and act like movie stars. We have to decide if these people will be the best leaders for us. Will they help us find peace and prosperity? So when looking for someone, we need to see if they have the qualities that a king or leader should have. It is usually obvious to people of that country when they have found an ideal ruler. We are currently in the sphere of Hod for Malchut. So Hod is a majestic glory, an outpouring of radiance. It is when someone takes on their role with grace and dignity. They exude beauty and light. For example, when Moshe Rabbeinu descended from the mountain, it was mentioned that his face radiated a powerful glory and shine. This was symbolic of him being the king, kindling an almost halo-like light that could be seen by all around him as a signifier of royalty. So people are always asking how we will know the real Messiah. I'm quite familiar with this question as I meet about 50 potential candidates each week who claim to be him. So we have a designated folder for emails from those who think they are the one. And it's usually filled to the brim. It could even be a bit humorous at times because they often have Facebook accounts, something I wouldn't expect for the true Messiah. So don't worry, when the Messiah arrives, his face will be unmistakable. There won't be a doubt as to who he is because the true king radiates light. Our sages tell us that the kings in his lineage come from the house of David. And when a crown was placed on their head, it fits perfectly. This isn't necessarily a physical crown. It signifies the power and authority that they possess. So a true king doesn't need a crown on his head to demonstrate their reign. Instead, it's how they carry themselves and manage the kingdom that reveals their authenticity. So it's up to us to find this leader, one who radiates light and shows genuine care for his people. What does this mean for us then? Can we truly identify the rightful ruler if we don't have a way of discerning who is the genuine Messiah, Mashiach? So many people agree that the Messiah is here on earth. Some people think he's in one place. Some people think he's somewhere else. We don't know exactly where he is, but many believe he is in Israel. So we know for sure that he is here with us. So in a few weeks, we're going to read Parshat Korach. Of course, at the time, there was a real king, Moshe Rabbeinu. It's almost inconceivable that anyone would dare to oppose Moshe Rabbeinu, a leader who ascended the mountain in plain view and led us out of captivity through miraculous acts. But this is exactly what happened with catastrophic consequences. The earth opened up, swallowing those foolish enough to challenge him. The gravity of Lashon Hara, so evil speech, could not be understated. To illustrate the point, the ground opened up. It swallowed all the houses and belongings from those associated with it in order to send a warning that one should never participate in gossip. By doing so, you run the risk of being dragged down alongside them when they are inevitably pulled out. But it isn't just about that. It's the fact that they dared to go against the true God-appointed leader of the generation. So when Mashiach arrives, he will have to form a Sanhedrin of 71 rabbis who will be appointed by him. This means that there are 71 unbelievable sages in our generation. So who will those 71 sages be? We might be very surprised because the rabbis who think would be it, because the rabbis who people think would be it might not be. At the same time, the rabbis that do make the cut might shock some people. Why? Because either people never heard of these rabbis because they're so humble, or people are actually against them without knowing that they are the real deal. And therein lies the real problem. I can guarantee that you do not want to be the one who is against a real tzaddik. Therefore, we have a very strong obligation to identify who is worthy to be the leader and to be very careful not to go against them. So one can see people slandering rabbis left and right, yet it is often those who are being slandered who are speaking the truth. So the more a rabbi is popular, if he speaks the truth, everybody will go against him. A sad truth of our generation is that great individuals are rarely celebrated. Instead, they are either unnamed and completely unknown or continually accused of being frauds and fakes. So what do we expect from each other? Why should we be so eager to discredit those who have the potential to lead us into the future? We must recognize these leaders as a nation, not because I want to define them, but rather to avoid going against them. So do you know what it means to go against the Talmid Chacham? The Torah tells you not to do this. Don't go against the person who has the Torah in their hand. Don't even attempt it. Hashem finds so much favor in someone who learns and teaches Torah. Don't even consider entering this realm. So the Torah is coming and telling me, look for the person who is fit to be the leader. And you don't have to do anything. Just recognize that this is the choice of Hashem. When Messiah is going to choose the Sanhedrin, there won't be any elections. Messiah will choose with divine inspiration. As mentioned before, you will be very surprised when you see who they are. Why? Because in the eyes of Kadosh Baruch Hu, the Holy One, blessed be He, our reality looks quite different. Hod of Malchut is to understand when Mashiach comes, there will be Malchut, so kingdom. So we have to recognize those who will be part of this kingdom and make sure we don't go against them. So it's very popular and enticing to go against rabbis. You can see that now many rabbis are being targeted. He said this, he did this, he embezzled, he cheated. Whoa, don't jump to conclusions so quickly. Some of it is 100% true, but many of them are innocent. They've done nothing wrong and their names are getting bashed all over the place. You have to be very careful who you're judging. So to find a good leader, look carefully. So find someone whose face shines brilliantly with truth and goodness. This person will stand out from the others, and you can trust them. So follow this person, and they will help you make the right choices. So when I became observant, I was left with a big confusion. How do I find my rabbi? Everywhere I looked, it seemed that the people around me were liars, thieves, and cheaters. So everyone had an agenda of their own. So he came out of like an environment of like drug dealing and criminal activity and stuff like that. So anyway, but miraculously, I found the right person who gave me a few key pieces of advice for finding a real rabbi. This person said, if you see someone doing certain things that would indicate they're not authentic, you should run away like fire. So the real rabbi is the one who will teach, lead, and inspire without any control or power game being played in the background. So real rabbis don't promote arguments, disagreements, or cheating in any way. They are trustworthy and honest leaders. The person I spoke with advised me to stay away from any rabbi who speaks Lashon Hara. So ordination is not proof of real leadership. They cautioned me that true leadership has a shining glory and majestic aura that radiates off the entire person. It was this type of leader I wanted to find. So someone whose presence inspired and enlightened those around them. Thus, when we consider Hod of Malchut, it's essential to understand that genuine leadership from a person comes from the power and radiance of this true level of righteousness. So the light emanating from them is not merely visible on their face, but rather across the entire being. Such leaders exude an aura of greatness and majesty. These individuals deserve our respect. They are worthy guides for us to follow. So that's the person who will lead me to a good place. You know what our sages say? Who do you have to respect more, your father or your rabbi? And our sages say that you should respect your rabbi more because your father brings you into this world, but your rabbi takes you to the next world. So if your rabbi is not taking you to the next world, he's taking you to Ganem. So why should you want to be attached to this kind of rabbi? It is essential to begin refining your midah, Hod of Malchut, in order to distinguish a true leader from an imposter. Unfortunately, we have many fake ones. Today, it's not hard to imagine why the Messiah would only have 500 followers. According to the Zohar, nobody will be able to stand next to him if he is full of lies or other bad midot. However, it is written that later on he will have a few thousand people who will be able to sit next to the Mashiach. Now we have to make our choice wisely. To whom am I attaching myself? If I attach myself to Korach, there is one result. The ground will open. We need to attach ourselves to Moshe Rabbeinu. I can guarantee you that if Moshe Rabbeinu had a Facebook page, he wouldn't have any likes. He wouldn't be popular then. Now, he's popular. Do you know that all the great leaders we had were not popular when they were alive? So therefore, in order to reach the world of Gan Eden, the Garden of Eden, Gan Eden, and stay on the right path, you need to find the right leader for you. So how? With Hod Malchut, this will help you in identifying a leader and the right qualities. Look no further than Moshe Rabbeinu and David HaMelech. figures who demonstrated leadership capabilities removed from arrogance and vanity. So Bezrat Hashem, God willing, with God's help, we should merit to see with our own eyes the ultimate Hod of Malchut, to see the glory of Messiah with our own eyes. This is also a huge merit. So it just reminds me, some of the rabbis that I actually enjoy the most listening to on YouTube, they have like so little views. Just almost nobody watches them. Like, it's hilarious. But in reality, they have extensive, teaching, understanding, knowledge that they're feeding over to a small group of people in the room that the camera's in. And it makes it out to just a very few people. And sometimes that's inspiring because, okay, this isn't the popular guy. This is the hidden gem. So anyway, thanks for watching.